Whoa. Who is this?
Ringtone. Hotline bling.
They can hear you. So
Who can hear me? Oh, it's the actual.
Who we calling?
Hello?
Hey,
How's it going?
what's going on? Welcome to the NXTGEN Podcast.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What's going on, man?
No, it's all right. I'm just cleaning a toaster.
Matty
at the
Matt.
moment.
You're cleaning a toaster?
Yeah, I was talking to my mom, and then it turned into me cleaning a toaster. So,
nice.
yeah.
Sweet.
Well, I'm honored to be on the podcast. What's going on?
I just surprised everyone. They're like, hey, play some music. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden it just starts ringing. They all look at me, and I'm like, surprising with someone. And then you picked up.
Okay.
We're appreciative of you picking up.
Yeah.
No
Don't
problem.
feel like
I
you need to
thought-
perform, okay? Just be you.
No, that's fair. You know what? I'm going to be honest. That pressure to perform is going to be there because I don't know how this is going to be edited.
I would like to
Very
know a
badly.
question.
Not in your favor.
Okay.
How do you place your toilet paper at home?
I go over.
or under? Ooh, over.
Over guy.
Over.
Yeah, I used to be an under guy, and then logistically I realized it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Why?
Because I can see the exact amount I need to pull if I go over, and I have less of a chance of, because you know some of them, if you pull too hard on it, like the spring like catches inwards and then falls, and then it pulls. Yeah,
You've
So
thought
you have-
thought deep on this.
yeah, you have more of a chance of ripping if it's under than if it's over. And this is just my experience and my 23 years of experience.
You want to beat this entire argument about over under and just get a bidet.
Yeah.
Done.
There you go.
I can't say that finishes this argument.
I have a mental hurdle I have to get through to willingly allow water to
It
How
is
do
a
I
little
say
bit of a
this?
mental hurdle, okay? I get it.
Yeah,
but it's a
yeah.
sensation you got to get used to. But the
sensation.
benefit is just a clean bum, you know?
That's true.
So $60
you-
bucks I'm
you
going to
have one,
save.
Zach?
Yeah, I have one.
Really?
You have a bidet now?
100%.
In his house, yeah.
Wow.
I
When did
tried
you
it
get a
once. It's
bidet?
not pleasant.
I've had it for like 2 years.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You use that thing every day?
Yep.
Mm.
I miss it when I don't use it.
Do you ever go to a regular bathroom and just forget to wipe? Because
No. Never.
That's terrible.
hey, man, I don't
Never,
know.
ever.
Oh,
All right,
Okay,
well,
well.
we'll let you get back to cleaning your toaster.
oh, thanks. I was just about done.
Were you?
I was about to put some toast in there.
Nice. Wow. All right, Maddie and Matt, you have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm an under guy because, in my opinion, when I think of a toilet paper roll, I always see it with the toilet paper going under. And I think that if you have any other opinion, you are wrong, and you should be outed, and
Outed, canceled, done.
you should never be able to use toilet paper again. 'Cause
Right. He's right.
if
okay.
you aren't an under guy or girl, you should question most life decisions that you're about
Their
to make.
existence. I think
That
over is
wasn't-
better.
Why though?
Because when it's under, it just feels farther away, even though it's not really. I do it over, and Simon always puts it under, and it kind of annoys me.
So,
Have you-
so it's a pet peeve.
Yeah. It
Legit? You have a toilet paper pet peeve?
Have
Yeah.
you talked to him
Pet
about
peeve?
it?
I think you guys need to have a serious
Yeah, I
relationship.
think
No,
Conversation
when I
about
put
that.
the toilet paper in, I put it in so it's over, and then he'll go in and change it.
All you have to do
So
is
then I just
flip it around.
leave it because it doesn't bother me that much. But it's kind of
Oh.
annoying because I grew up with it over. I'm like, do you realize you do this? He's like, yeah, I do it on purpose.
Jenna, like legit,
Legit what?
paper or the way that the toilet
Over.
paper sits is pet peeve for you.
No, it's not a pet
Oh,
peeve. I wouldn't say
got it.
that's a pet peeve.
Okay.
A pet peeve for me would be because my name is spelled Jena with only one N.
I do
When
it
they
with
use
two.
two.
And when people spell my name with two N's, it really bugs me.
That happens
Especially
often,
if
doesn't
it's
it?
on
Good
the
to
if it's on their contact, or like if they message me on Facebook or Instagram and my name is literally right on top there, and they don't take the time to take out that one N. That
I'm sure your
bugs me.
name in my phone is with two N's.
Nice.
What?
I think so.
Something that used to be a pet peeve for me is when people didn't pronounce
It
the
is.
L in my name.
Colby.
Yeah, that's what you do. I feel like you don't say L when you say
Kobe?
Colby.
Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm not changing it.
Change
Really?
it now.
I'm not changing
You know what?
Nice.
That's like the
he's in
biggest
fact
thing.
adding a
That's the
third N.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
No.
Jen.
Are you
I'll
okay
punch
if
you
we
in the
call you
face.
just Cobes? Or Colbs?
Cold.
Do you like it when people call you Cobes?
There's no
Or
three.
Colbs?
There's no three C's in his
Yeah.
name. Okay, there's just one C.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Okay, relax.
If you want to give me a little nickname, do it. That's fine.
Colbs? You like Colbs?
Colbs, little Colbs.
Jenna
That's my-
always
that's
calls
my
you
rap
Colbs.
name.
She never
Yeah.
calls you Kobe.
When
It's too long.
I'm on SoundCloud, you can find me at Lil Colbs. So
See, in my mind, I don't like Colbs because it makes you sound like a child.
you're a child.
You are a child, but
I'm a
makes
man.
you sound
Hey, I'm
even
no. I'm
more
a
like a
new
child.
man. I'm
He's
a new man.
He's now a fiance.
I'm more of a man than you now.
okay. Kobe did
Yeah,
get engaged.
that's the
as
new
of
surprise.
yesterday.
Okay, Colby.
Yeah, I
Kobe
am.
is
I am
he is a real man now,
I'm a real
and
man.
I will say I'm not at that point yet.
So Andre
He
can.
beat me to it.
You can talk to me when you've gotten to that point.
Yeah.
Like you're not at that point in your relationship yet.
We're still figuring it out.
Oh,
You just don't really love
we,
her like
don't,
that.
we don't know if we like each other enough yet.
Oh.
yikes!
So
On
And you
air.
guys have been together how long?
like a lot of years.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Half the pet peeves of this table have to do with your name.
Yeah, I guess.
Not mine.
So what's yours?
I got to think about it for a second.
Okay.
One of my pet peeves is when people are over dramatic,
Oh
or
yeah.
when something happens to them and they always talk about it, and it's like
Mm.
this situation happened to them that maybe it sucks, or maybe it's like kind of crazy, but it's like it's all they talk about and they just want to tell people about it to impress them. I hate that.
Yeah.
And whenever
Oh,
people do
you know
that,
what?
I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to hear about the situation anymore because I didn't even ask. Okay. So
Yeah.
if I wanted to know, I would ask.
You know
Yeah.
what? Actually, what you just said there makes me think of something that happened in my life that I'd like to share with you. What's like a trend that you're like, no, not a fan?
I like all of the trends.
So, like all the trends. You like the Crocs?
Honestly, I would probably like a pair of Crocs. I don't know.
Really?
Probably. They look comfy.
It's a quick way to get
They look
Allie to say no,
nasty.
just so you know.
No.
Yeah.
She likes Crocs
Stick
too.
with the
so
Yeezys, man.
take that.
Wear them. I'll buy you some.
Crocs?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll wear them.
Get your Dollarama special. They're $4.
I'll wear them.
Okay.
Now you know Dylan's Crocs. We'll get you some of those.
Dylan's like slide Croc things.
knockoff Crocs that he got from like Red Apple.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Oh
pretty
yeah,
lit.
he had to buy them like last summer or something just because he forgot his when we were going out to the cabin. So he just picked those up for
Poor
$4,
guy,
and
Sounds like a Dylan thing.
then it was history. Now he's Croc boy.
Oh, that's how the name came.
That's how it came because he wore his Crocs when we were having like a downpour of snow. This one might be a bit of a hot take, but when everybody was into Squid Games,
Oh, that was cringe.
I was cringe. I didn't like it.
Okay.
I watched like an episode and I was like, this is trash.
Well, you just completely let everyone know that you don't know how to watch a show.
I guess.
You watched one episode.
Well,
Zach
I watched more than one.
Zach was a Squid Games fan.
It was-
I'm not a Squid Games fan.
You were.
I'm not a Squid Games fan.
You were though.
No.
Tell him, Andre.
You were.
No.
You liked it.
No. I liked it. It's different than being a fan.
You were.
Couldn't
It was
Convince him.
enjoyable. It was not for everyone to watch, though.
No.
What about all those posters that were by your desk?
Yeah, right. Those are the ones you put up. I'm gonna start doing that every time you tell me you like something. I'm just gonna start just putting posters everywhere
Yeah.
around your desk. A lot of these trends are quite impacting to these people, and it's like I don't know how else to get around that.
Yeah.
When something
Yeah.
has that big of an impact on your life, you don't ever let it stop until the impact's gone.
Or it's
Yeah.
like, think about it this way. We now look back at the style of like the early 2000s, and to me, that is one of the ugliest styles there has ever been. When I look at the clothes from the early 2000s, I'm like, oh my gosh, like why would you ever wear that?
But we're slowly going back to it.
But back, yeah. And it's like now we're slowly going back to that, and I slowly realize myself liking stuff more. That was that, and I'm like, why do I like that? Like I never did.
Because you start seeing it.
And you see it over and over
Yeah.
and over again, and slowly it impacts your life, influences your life. Or I guess, what's the difference?
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know.
To me, I feel like impact is the result of influence.
Impact is the result of influence. Okay,
Yeah.
so the right word
Yeah.
would be, it impacts your life because it influences it to the point where it has now made an impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and I could be wrong, but I'm
is-
saying that's
yeah.
my instant opinion.
That-
on influence
that makes
versus
sense to me.
impact. It's
Yeah.
like if I influence someone, I've impacted them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
You're an influence in their life.
I feel like
So you've impacted them in that way.
yeah, but then you could probably say it the other way too: impact versus influence. Like you could say, I impacted that person, therefore I influenced them, or they allowed me
True.
to influence them.
Yeah.
Depends. I don't know. Who knows?
Jenna, what do you think?
Yeah, kind of like what Zach said. I think impact is like on a deeper level, which causes someone to like actually want to like change. And sometimes
Yeah.
they think influence is more like surface level. Like we just see people doing something. We're like, oh, I want to do that too. Like all the celebrities are wearing it. Let's just
True.
go that way.
Mhm,
And
that's fair.
impact is more of something that like changes your
It's you on a
life.
deeper level.
Yeah.
We always hear about, influencers, like it's such a, I don't even know what you call it, but a big word nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody wants to have an influence
Mm-hmm.
on everybody else. And it's like, I want to be an influence to the people around me. And that's the new dream job, is to be an influencer. But realizing that like Jenna said, a lot of influence is very surface level.
Yeah, I would say a majority of influence actually doesn't come with impact.
Yeah.
So I would
agree.
say I'm not impacted by a lot of people that have influenced me in a way, because influence doesn't mean that like they've changed the trajectory of maybe your
Right.
mindset, which
Mhm.
I feel like is what impact would do,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
True.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very interesting comparison though,
It is.
because impact is like, I'm trying to think. Influence. What is influence, right? Like there's so many roads you can take on the influence side, like, but maybe the time that influence becomes very, very strong in your life is because it's paired with impact. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you do have the influence where it's like, I was influenced to watch a movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just
That's
because someone
simple
told
stuff.
me, right? Like, this is really good, you should watch this.
But it didn't impact you
That didn't really
whatsoever.
impact me.
True.
Or maybe the movie could have impacted me, maybe. I don't know, right? So it is a very interesting question. Influence versus impact.
I think it's kind of seen like in the Bible, because like all the Pharisees, they were like religious and stuff, and they influenced people to like towards the Bible and stuff.
Yeah.
But then when Jesus came is when they're actually impacted to search for God themselves.
True.
Because before the Pharisees were like, we're the only people who can like tell you about God. So everyone knew about God, but they didn't know God themselves.
Right.
And Jesus was the next level to impact them to actually change their lives into that.
It's true. And they both are very subjective things. They're neither good or evil.
Yeah.
They could go either way.
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
I said if you said someone was under the influence of, you'd think drugs, alcohol,
Bad.
that kind of thing, bad, right?
Right.
Like they're being influenced by something bad, but you also have under the influence of the friends, and that friend could be
Right.
good or bad.
Influence is happening all the time. Like I said before, subconsciously, things are influencing us because we see them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like you don't even know it's influencing you, but it is. But just because it is, just because you see something over and over and over again doesn't mean you like it.
Yeah, no, you know
Yeah.
what? You're right. I get that, because also like your mind takes in everything, right? Like a lot of your influence comes through what you take in, what you watch, what you read, what you see.
Yeah. And all those things could be influencing you.
And yeah, if you don't think that it's not having an effect on your life, it is.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
Everything that you consume does have some level of impact on your life.
Influence, I think.
I think the more I think about it, and someone might correct me, and that's fine. It's totally open to anyone in the world. And I'm not saying this as this is right or
You're
wrong,
wrong.
but I'm saying I feel like influence is over a period of time, and I feel like
Mhm.
impact is instant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about Jesus, it's like, I think the coolest part kind of about Jesus in the Bible is that the disciples that he impacted and influenced around him
Yeah.
were very different. Like there's
Yeah.
some that were great, and there's some that were like, holy crap, this guy's a nut job, right? Like,
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that he influenced both sides of the spectrum. There wasn't just like it's only Christian really goody two-shoe people that came after him. It was like, no, he influenced people that were like tax collectors and people that were probably the bottom of the bottom and known to be dangerous people even in the Bible.
Yeah.
But he influenced them. And I think that's really cool because if you can do both sides, you know what I mean? Like you have a completely different influence on people, but the impact of being someone. Yeah, it's gonna be full circle all the time with this conversation. I think I
feel like it just really does go both ways.
So I guess
From what we've kind of
we know that people around us have impact. We know that. I guess what it really comes down to is you get to decide, right? At the end of the day, you get to decide what impacts your life because there's 1,000,001 influences in your life, but you get to decide what actually changes your life. Am I right? Because like I said before, if it's somebody online that is influencing you, the only reason they can impact you is because you decide that they can.
I guess, true, but most people base their decisions off their feelings, and that's where the impact comes from. But I agree with that for sure. Like you do decide, but most people decide out of their feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel passionate about this because it's changed the way I think, or, oh my gosh, this is so cool, and then impacted. It's not like, that's not really cool, but I'm going to choose to let it impact me. But if people weren't so run by their emotions, maybe they would. Maybe they could see something for it.
I guess.
I love it. It's kind of funny, but
when we think about it, almost every influence has to do with emotion, though. Because it makes you feel a certain way. It's like being overweight and seeing somebody that's fit and wanting to be like them because you feel like it would make you feel better.
And does impact cause you to seek out someone to influence you? Maybe you don't want that person to influence you. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like maybe you have this crazy experience with God because of a video that you saw, and it was just a motivational video that you're like, wow, this person changed their life around. The person didn't influence them. The video influenced them or impacted them.
But the person in the video,
their story could impact them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that might cause them to go find pastors that they agree with, but might stumble upon a bunch that they don't agree with.
Yeah.
And therefore don't influence them until they finally find someone that does feel like they influence them.
Yeah. It might not be like that specific person genuinely influenced them, but this piece of content that they created was able to, and that person could end up having like no other influence or impact in that person's life ever again. Right. But they got them into a mindset now of trying to find people that can continue to do that influence for them.
And I feel like that's what impact does in the world that we live in. It changes the trajectory of your mindset.
Yeah.
And then that mindset leads you to people of influence.
I guess to round up this conversation is realize that you have an impact. Because if you never realize that, you're never going to impact people around you. Or maybe you're not aware of it and you might impact people in a way that you don't want to. So realize that no matter where you are in life, you can always influence the people around you, and you can always have an impact in their life, whether they're going the right way or the wrong way. You can do that.
Yeah.
You just have to decide that you're going to.
And it ultimately comes down to how you live your life
and how you
walk it out. Become a person of influence. It's a choice that you have to make. And it becomes a lot easier when you have a role model in front of you. And if you don't have a role model physically in front of you that you can look after, start reading about how Jesus walked the earth, because there's so many different examples of how he treated people, how he prayed for people, how he's one-on-one with people, how he talked to crowds, how he talked to individuals. Man, like the amount of things that he did, you could take notes from that. And if you model your life after Jesus, you will instantly, I think, become a person of influence.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. We hope that this impacted you or continues to impact you.
Got you thinking at least.
Yeah. Got you thinking, yeah. And thanks everybody for listening. Catch our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, as well as our shortened version on YouTube. And we will see you guys next week. Peace out, everybody.
Yeah.